$205 tomahawk steak. There is a McDonald's on Disney property we should go review.
Quarter pounder with cheese.
Hey everyone, Dan and Leslie back again for another Disney dining review.
My tummy is grumbling. I am very hungry and very excited to go over to Bourbon Steak, which is the steakhouse that took over Shula's.
This is the newest table service restaurant on Disney property. It just opened not that long ago while we were in Europe, and we meant to do a dining review earlier, like as soon as we got back from Europe, but it was just like too much. Like the thought of eating like a big steak dinner and like after all of that heavy food in Germany and Barcelona and the cruise and everything, it was just too much to really conceptualize. So we are going now. So we are going after our anniversary, and this is just a fun date night here in Orlando. So I'm looking forward to this. I really liked Shula's when it was Shula's Steakhouse. We only went a couple of times, so it wasn't like our favorite restaurant to go to, but it was nice, upscale. It was kind of like that or Yachtsman Steakhouse were kind of like the two, like for at least us, like the where you would want to go to get a good steak on Disney property. So I'm interested to see what this one is like.
Well, it isn't cheap, I can tell you that much.
Good. Goody.
Salad and appetizers range anywhere from $14 to $47.
What is a $47? Is it oysters?
It's black truffle agnolotti.
What is an agnolotti?
I don't know. It says it has a burrata, cheese filling, and truffle butter.
I do like burrata.
There is a jumbo lump crab cake. There are scallops. There's tuna tartare. There is bread, black truffle bread for $14.
I appreciate restaurants that include a bread service as like we just went to Citricos. Didn't do a dining review, just went to Citricos for
our anniversary.
Yeah, it was our anniversary, and they include bread as much as you want, with special butter, and it's an upscale restaurant. Like, why can't other restaurants do that? I don't know.
And then as far as entrees go, you've got shellfish and caviar, so you do have oysters on the half shell. They're $24. I don't know if that means like for half. It doesn't tell me if it's a half dozen, a dozen.
Surely that's gotta be a half dozen.
Lobster, shrimp cocktail, a shellfish platter. You've got caviar service, Alaskan king crab. You have a Maine lobster pot pie, which sounded amazing, but it's $82, so I'm not sure about that. There's a tomahawk.
There is a $205 tomahawk steak. $205 tomahawk steak.
I'm glad we're having this moment here as opposed to the shock in the restaurant. There is prime rib, and then you get into like more reasonably priced, like kind of normal steakhouse pricing with like short ribs and chicken and fish, different types of fish, and then different cuts of steak.
It's still not cheap. I mean, just the regular steaks are anywhere from I think $67 for a 14-ounce New York strip. You go up to $69 for a 10-ounce filet. 32-ounce porterhouse is $84. Oh, an A5 Wagyu strip loin, $132.
Ooh.
I mean, it looks good. I am like all kinds of sauces and sides. Oh my gosh, when I made this reservation, I didn't think this was gonna be the most expensive meal that we've had on Disney. It's not, I mean, but...
Are you regretting your choices right now?
Take you to McDonald's. There is a McDonald's on Disney property we should go review.
Quarter pounder with cheese.
Apparently there's a McDonald's in Orlando that serves pizza and full pasta dishes.
Should we roll up in this? Like we're here for date night.
So the prices aren't the best, but hopefully they back it up with service, with quality, with excellent temperatures on these cuts of meat. So that is really important. Like, you have great meat. Can you cook it? Not every steakhouse can.
Yes.
And we'll see what the old-fashioned situation is like, because I feel like for a high-end, and with these prices, it better be high-end steakhouse, that they should be able to do a good old-fashioned.
There's a bourbon steak old-fashioned that's $25.
$25. This is definitely a high-end meal.
This is interesting. Bacon-washed Russell's Reserve 6-year bourbon smoked maple orange bitters.
I'm doing this for you. I have to get the $25 old-fashioned, right? Right?
I mean, yeah.
All right, well, there's no time like the present. We're about to be late. Are you ready to go try Bourbon Steak?
I'm very hungry, so that's good.
We're gonna order too much food. I know it right now. All right, let's do this.
I'm looking at the drink menu, and I had not looked at this previously, so I think I'm getting the famous martini because I really like martinis. This one, it looks like it has vodka and gin, which is very interesting, and like a citrus essence, and I'm intrigued. So they may not include bread, but they do include little french fries with dips, which is always fun. So we have a truffle fry with a truffle aioli, an herb fry with ketchup, and then a paprika fry with bourbon barbecue sauce. That's the one I'm going for because that sounds delicious. That's really good. The barbecue sauce has a little kick to it. It's delicious. A really good fry. I like this as a little treat. Cheers. I went with their famous martini, which has vodka and gin, and then it also has a lemon manzanilla sherry, dry vermouth, and citrus essence. Oh, that's nice and smooth. Oh, that's good. You have a little bit of that like citrus undertone, but it's not overpowering, and you can still taste the liquor, which is nice. That it's like a well-balanced beverage. I like that.
Okay, I got the $25 Old Fashioned. This is the Bourbon Steak Old Fashioned. It comes with bacon washed bourbon, which sounds magnificent if I'm being honest. One large cube, crystal clear. It's a solid Old Fashioned. Really well balanced. I am getting the orange bitters, getting a little bit of that maple. I don't get much of the bacon wash, but it is a really well balanced, solid Old Fashioned. $25, but that's a good Old Fashioned. We're suckers. We ordered the $14 truffle bread here, and it smells fantastic. So it's pre-sliced, and there's truffle butter melted in there. Oh, it's hot. That's not your average just like bread you stick on a table. Like, that is solid. Okay, so we did order an appetizer outside of the bread. We got the tuna tartare, which is yellowfin tuna. The server was a little overly ambitious and started mixing it up before I was ready with the camera, so it is what it is. But it did come with a quail egg on top, and he mixed all this together here. Not as impressive as the bread or the fries or the drinks, but it's nice. I got the 10-ounce filet mignon, medium rare. Let's see how this is cooked. It is served with a stuffed tomato. And then we got a side of mushrooms to share. That's phenomenal. That is one of the best steaks I've ever had. Filet is so lean that normally it's not my favorite cut of meat. That is really well done. Super tender. I could probably cut it with a fork. That's awesome. I just want to try one mushroom. Very good. Quite tasty.
Oh my God. This is so much. All right, not the cheapest meal on the menu, but it intrigued me, and Dan said, do it. So I'm doing it. All right, this is the, I can't remember exactly what it was called. It was like the Maine lobster pot pie. I love pot pie. It's gonna be so hot. Those flavors are fantastic. So good. I'm gonna enjoy as much of this as I possibly can, and then I'm gonna take the rest home to Jennings. All right, we are going to devour as much as humanly possible, and we will finish this up at home.
All right, we are back.
Before we get into this expensive review, if you're looking to plan your next magical vacation, please reach out to us over at Fantastical Vacations. We plan Disney destinations, Universal cruise lines, and all-inclusive resorts.
We need the money. We just spent it all at Michael Mina's.
That's ridiculous.
Okay, so I am excited to talk about this because there's some really great things and there's some really not so great things. So it's a very interesting experience. First of all, Michael Mina's Bourbon Steak is a chain. It is in a bunch of different cities. It is in Charlotte, Delray Beach, Las Vegas, Los Angeles, Miami, Nashville, New York, Orange County, Orlando, San Francisco, Scottsdale, and Washington, D.C. So this is definitely a chain. I'm guessing Shula's was just not as profitable as it once was and maybe a little tired. I can definitely see like it needed to be given a little love. That being said, I like certain things about Michael Mina's and I don't like certain things.
Yeah. So let's dive right into ambiance and theming. So I do like how this restaurant, and this is the way it was with Shula's as well, how it's separated into different like sections of space. So
like little mini rooms.
Yeah. So it does help with the well, one would assume it would help with the noise, but they have made this area where it's a lot of just like hard surfaces, and so there's not a lot that's like picking up the noise ambiance, and
there's nothing picking up the sound waves bouncing.
It was great whenever there were 2 tables in there, and then they filled it up, and I was like, oh, I'm sorry, what did you say again? You kind of expect, especially with these prices, at least I do, that I'm going to kind of a more intimate, upscale experience where I can have like a nice date and be able to, communicate with the person that I'm with.
I don't love not having soft goods to absorb those sound waves, right? So in this particular restaurant, hardwood floors, which was a little strange because like you sit in your chair and you slide.
It was slickery.
It's slick. Those hardwood floors are slick. There's no tablecloths, which is weird for an upscale steakhouse. Yeah. Right to my right was a giant glass wine cooler, which kind of a cool little decoration that separated 2 dining rooms, but also like sound waves bounce off that. We got windows on this side, we got hardwood on the walls, we've got gypsum ceiling, like so it's just like hard sound waves just bounce all over the place in there. So you go to Yachtsman, it's kind of dated, like it's not, I haven't been in there in a while, but the last time we were, there was like a dated carpet, but there's like soft goods, like things like you got carpet, you got drapes, you got things that like absorb sound waves. And so there's 6 tables in the room we were in. We got in there and we were one of 2 tables, and the other one was the opposite corner, and it was lovely. And then as soon as you fill that up with a full 6 tables, it just becomes too loud. Not to mention, they do a lot of tableside preparation, a lot, which by the way, when I was reading, like trying to figure out like how much of a chain this was with different cities, like it mentioned tableside old-fashioned preparation, which I'm a little bit disappointed because they don't do tableside here. And for a $25 old-fashioned, that would have been nice to have tableside. You had a tableside preparation with your martini, which was nice. But they were doing the tableside preparation of the tomahawk at one point during our meal with a different table. They did a tableside preparation for your meal, the lobster pot pie, which is great, except that also like cuts down on the circulation of the space, right? So if you have smaller dining rooms with a bunch of tables crammed in there, like 6 was the max you could put in here. It was a little bit close for the table behind me. I'm sure you could see that guy behind me when I was talking. So to do a tableside preparation, they had to move, like when they brought yours, they had to move the chair between like, Leslie and I were facing each other, so the chair right here. So they moved it, and they didn't move it back. So I'm like awkwardly like pushing this table like away from me, like back to where it should be on the table. So, and the theming is just kind of like a restaurant. Like there's nothing.
It's kind of a typical steakhouse, I feel like. Kind of dark colors. And
I do feel like if you're serving a $205 tomahawk and a $25 old fashioned and a $14 bread service, like I think you need a white tablecloth service. I just do. I get it. Like, maybe it's a little
modern or something.
A little more modern, but I think if you're doing an upscale steakhouse, you need a white tablecloth. Yeah. You just need, like, there were no tablecloths at all. It was just very much just like a standard table, which by the way wasn't balanced. So I like leaned forward once and the whole table like shook. So I honestly think atmosphere could be better. We gave it a 3.5.
Yeah. All right, service. So we had, I think, 3 different people come by helping us, like that were on that team. They started off strong. Like it felt great. Like it felt like Shula's whenever like you just couldn't even want something before they were there to give it to you. And so I thought, man, service is going to get a 5. Like they're just fantastic. And then they filled up and they had more tables to deal with. And now listen, I've been a server in the past, so take that for what you will, but I have a very big problem if my water goes empty. I just, that to me is something that you just don't let happen. Now, granted, you can have some people coming in from outside and they like drain their whole water really fast, and that's one thing.
That's different.
But I had a cocktail and I had my water, and I was like bouncing between the two. So it wasn't like I was drinking it very fast. And the fact that my water went empty, I was like, right then and there, they lost lots of points from me, because with 3 people, there should be no reason that our water should have ever gone empty.
The guy tried to take my old fashioned, and I still had a little little bit left in there. I'm like, oh, not done. I mean,
it's $25.
$25 old fashioned. I'm
would like my
drinking
last sip.
every last drop. Stop. But other than that, I mean, they were pretty good.
Yes.
So, you know, they lost a little bit, but from a 5, but they were still above average.
They were.
For sure.
They were definitely. They were very good. They were great at explaining things. They did the tableside prep with my both my martini and the lobster pot pie. So we gave them a 4.
Let's talk drinks. So they have some fantastic beverage. Well, we only tried the 2, the old fashioned and the martini. So I assume they have a fantastic beverage program. If these 2 specialty cocktails are any indication of that program, then it's a pretty darn good program. They got tons of really nice bottles of wine that you can order from. So very extensive wine menu, some really clever like recipes on cocktails. Your martini had both vodka and gin, which is pretty unusual for a martini. My old fashioned, I didn't get the bacon, was it a bacon touched? Bacon washed Buffalo Trace. I didn't get much bacon out of it, but it was a well-balanced old fashioned. Now, was it worth $25? No, it wasn't. Solid old fashioned, but $25, that's getting on up there.
Yeah, my drink was very well balanced. I liked the added like a little bit of the citrus. I even had one of the olives, and it was very citrusy as well. So they must like soak the olives in lemon juice or something, which is very interesting. But overall, we thought the drinks were fantastic. So we gave drinks a 4.5.
Food. This is kind of the tale of 2 cities here.
Yeah.
So my tin house filet was maybe the best steak I have ever had. Like, it was fantastic.
It was really good.
Normally fillets are so lean that it's not my go-to cut of meat. Not if I'm gonna have a steak, which I don't have a ton of steak, but I normally don't get filet. But he sold it and I got it and it was wonderful. And honestly, it was every bit of 10 ounces. Like it was a good, nice filet. I mean, most time filet are like 6 ounces, maybe 8. So it was a nice cut filet. The everything else, so that for me was like the pinnacle, right?
That and the bread.
The bread was fantastic. So I will take back what I said earlier. They don't have a bread service that's complimentary, but they do have a fry service that's complimentary.
It's like a fry flight.
It's literally like the fry flight from Food and Wine.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was fantastic. That's complimentary. We got 2 appetizers. We got the bread with the truffle butter, which was
so good.
Amazing.
I'm just gonna go back someday and have a glass of wine and that bread.
Just the bread. But it was $14. So there's that. And then we got the tartare. It was not flavorful at all.
It was good, but there wasn't flavor, which was so interesting because the description of the recipe itself, like he was like, there's habanero something in here and chili powder and all, like I was like, oh, this might be kind of spicy, and
Nope.
But it wasn't. Like it was very kind of bland.
I could have just dealt with some salt, honestly. It was okay.
Yeah. And then let's see, mine was pretty good. So it was not a cheap meal. I got the lobster pot pie, which I think was $82. I mean, and it was good. The flavors were good. The lobster was a little on the tough side. And if I'm spending $82,
it was pretty chewy.
Yeah, if I'm spending $82, like it should melt in my mouth. Like just be the perfectly cooked lobster. So I'd say mine was on the lower scale. Dan's was definitely on the higher scale. So we kind of fell in the middle with food and went with a 4.
The filet was a 5. That lobster was a 3, just because of the chewiness of the lobster. Like the flavor was good, but if you can't prepare the lobster, like I literally took a bite of that lobster and it was a chunk. I mean, it was a solid lobster chunk. And I was chewing on it for over a minute. I mean, I had to finally wash it down with a glass of water. It was that chewy. Like it just
probably why I ran out of water.
And then the tartare was also a 3, but the bread and the filet 5s. So it's kind of strange, honestly.
Yeah.
The fry flight was really good. I would say it was a 4. Anyway, yeah, we averaged it out to a 4. So if you go to Michael Mina's Bourbon Steak, I would say just get the steak.
If you add all that up and divide it out, that does equal a 4 out of 5, which usually means that we will go back for sure if it's 4 and above. I'm not sure. Like we were talking on the way home and I was like, I mean, it was good, but There are so many other places on property that if I'm going for a really nice kind of, you know, higher end date night, I'm gonna pick Toledo or Topolino's or Jaleo or, you know, one of these that is kind of our go-tos.
Yeah, but you also have to temper that rating with the cost of the meal, right? So with service fee, like gratuities, this was a $300 meal, which is a lot of money for 2 people.
Yeah.
And if you're not walking out of there going, that was worth every dime, probably not gonna be back. Now, if I spend, you know, $80 or $100 for 2 people at a 4 out of 5 star restaurant,
we'll
I'm
be
going back, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's, I mean, a $300 meal, like it better be real good.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's a 4 out of 5 and, you know, $100 for 2 people.
All right, well, if you are liking these videos, please hit that like and subscribe button so you don't miss the next one.
We will see you on the next video.